Well, hey there, guys and gals, and all my pals. Welcome back here to Outfits Garage. We're 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 in the outfits. All I can say. So we went to a swap meet today, and this is Saturday, December 7th. Remember what happened on this day in 1944? It was a day that was pretty bad. Things happen, but I think Japan wishes they'd have never done it. But anyway, show you what we gathered up here. Got us some brake pedals. I went down the other day and bought those, but this is a double set, and I mean it's just a single pedal for a brake setup. Many of you may not have ever seen brake master cylinders that goes in race cars. Let me get this out here where you can see. But anyway, get that right there. Just a thing. That you see two master cylinders, but one is for the front, one is for the rear. All right. Now this one, that one is your clutch as well. You got your front, rear, or rear front, whichever way you put it, and your clutch. So that's how that goes. We did pick this up in case something come about, but it is backwards from what those are. So, which is not a big problem. I can use it on something, but it's not going to work with our setup here. So I gathered this one up. It has master cylinders on it, but those right there are antiques. I have no clue how long it's been since those have been built. Those are Jamar. I've never seen those master cylinders before. I'm always using Willwoods or Howells like these right here. And anyway, we got that set up to go on this modified here. As you know, we've got a rear end to go in it. Now we've got a brake set up to go in it. We bought a power steering set up to go in it. That's the pump, lines, brackets, everything there. Right back here, as you know, is the motor that we're building for it. It's underneath that tarp, or bag actually. I got our bearings in for it. The King, the good bearings for it. That's not the cheap ones. And I've got a crankshaft. It's over there in a bag underneath it. Everything will just have to be kind of wiped down and cleaned before we put it back together. But anyway, that's what we're doing here, trying to gather up a few parts and pieces. We've got all kind of stuff here around. We've gathered up a few pieces for it, as you know. But it's still going to take a little while to finish this out. So it's going to take us a minute to get this rolling. As of right now, all I've got to go in this thing is a Power Glide. And we're going in a class that you can run Burts, Brens, or Falcons. But it can't be, it has to be where you put the drive shaft up in the back. It can't be that slip yoke that's on the back of it that slides in now. It has to be a regular style yoke to slide up in it. So we had access to a Falcon here a while back to go in here, and I went up there and looked at it. Come find out it's not the right kind. It has the yoke on the transmission. We can't use that. So that ball spline, I think is what they call that. We can't use one of those. So if anybody out there wants to see this modified going and wants to sponsor us, a Bren transmission, we'll take a Burt, but I'd rather have a Bren, used one. Even if you find one that needs clutches in it, and you want to sponsor it to us, I'll put clutches in the thing. It's not a big deal. But we just can't afford one right now, and we're looking for a transmission. Preferably a Bren, but we'll take Falcon or Burt if that's what you have. But anyway, I know there's a lot of people out there that have those, and they're getting more readily available because of so many of them are out there. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. I mean, right now, I'll run a power glide in it if I have to, but I'd rather have a Bren transmission to go in it. But anyway, this is our hobby car. We still haven't finished it out. We haven't. I mean, it ain't gonna take 2 days to finish it when we get ready to do it. But got the rear end in it. Just got to put a chunk in it. I've got the chunk sitting back there ready to go in it. So I slide the axles in, and it'll be ready to go with the drive shaft. Transmission's in it. Still got to hook the clutch up. That's done. Steering, we got to get our steering hooked up on it, and that'll be done. And this thing will be ready for putting on scales and getting it ready to scale out. So we're going to try our best to get on that and knock this deal out. That way it's done, out of the way, sitting here on go. And then we can, as we're doing that, we're working on this one. We've still got to get several sheets of sheet metal for this. So that's going to be another pretty good expense. Aluminum is $100 to $120 a sheet, $130 a sheet. Sometimes I found it for $90. It's expensive. So looking for white or black. If somebody wanted to sponsor a sheet or 2 or 5 or 6 for that. So we'll get your name on the car, whether you want to sponsor the sheet metal, transmission, or whatever. Transmission, I seen one today. It was a Burt, had been freshly rebuilt, new clutches in it. Had a bell housing with it. It's $1,600, so that'll let you know what you're looking at. So, and I would have took it if I'd have had the money. But like I say, I'd rather have a Bren. So the reason why the Bren is, they work the same, but the reason I'd rather have a Bren is the clutch pack goes in there so much easier when you need to change the clutch pack out. So it's just a rebuilder thing. So anyway, that's where we're at. It's the reason why we haven't. The reason why I haven't posted anything is I've had a couple of funerals lately, and we put my nephew to rest. He had gotten accidentally killed. He was riding a scooter across the bridge in Little Rock, and cars was going around him, and one didn't see him and drove right over the top of him. That was a pretty tragic incident, but we had to lay him to rest. And then another lady that goes to our church, her husband passed away, and I had to go and do that. And I've been busy with lots of things. Let me show you what else I've got. That right there is a tubing bender. I may have already shown you this. I ain't for sure. It's not exactly what we want, but it will work. I built a race car with one of these one time, and it's not exactly primo. It don't bend as sharp a bend as I'd like to have, and it doesn't treat the pipe the way I like the pipe to look. But anyway, it works. It'll work great for bumpers and things of that nature, or door bars or something of that nature. But if I have to replace a bar here or there or something, I've got something to do that with. But I would rather have a different style bender. This is for conduit, as you know, but it will bend race car tubing just fine. I've done it. Like I say, I built a race car with it, and I'll try to post a picture of it right here, the car that I built. And I actually built a chassis. It's a mini stock that I was building. This is back in the early 90s. I built a mini stock chassis, and all the guys that I was racing against was getting nervous about it. But it was a full tube chassis with It had the stock front clip and a firewall and floor pan, but I built it without the floor pan on it and then put the floor pan in it. Kind of like we did that gray car that used to sit right here, blue and gray, that we sold it. I'll show you a picture of it heading out the door right here. Anyway, that was a pretty neat little old car that I built. And then I cut the cage out of it and put it in that Maverick that you've seen. So put that cage in that and raced that for a while and had a lot of fun with it. And but yeah, that cage held up just fine. So we're going to start working on these, trying to get them bolted in. These right here will bolt right in there. So the only well, I don't see anything wrong with them. I think they'll just bolt right in. So, but we'll get these changed out. I'm going to take these, put these on here, and see if this one works. I might have to take it apart. I have done that, took them apart, cleaned them all up, and got them working. So usually it's just corrosion gets in there and makes them to where they don't want to work. So, but anyway, that's what we got. And like I say, power steering pump, we got that. We've got headers over there. We've got a motor sitting right there. I got oil pan, I got intake. Mr. Justin Greer has a camshaft for us down there that is going to work for this. Here's a piece of pipe I bent the other day. Look at that. It bent that tubing right there, no problem. So, yeah, we just got a bunch of stuff to do, and we just got to get at it. But anyway, I wanted to make an update video, let you see what's been going on. Our swap meet haul, I guess you could say, we made today. I did go look at a new car. Yeah, another new car. It's not a new car, but new to us. It's one of these, another hobby. It's been sitting in the same spot since around 2012. So yeah, it's been sitting a while. But that's not a problem. I've bought cars like that before. Brought them in here, clean them up, put a little bit of paint on them, spit shine them a little bit, and send them right down the road. People's happy to have them. They're racing them now. We've done 2 or 3 cars that way, and people are racing them, and they've been brought out of the weeds, and people are racing them. That's what we do. We try to do what we can to keep the sport alive as economical as possible, so and affordable as possible. That's what we're trying to do. I know a lot of people get that stuff and mark the price way up. I did have price up on that blue car, but I did that to see where we started at, and to start and then start bringing it down to till somebody bought it. But you don't know what you're going to get out of one until you price it and then let it set. So, but we sold it. It went to Tennessee. Anyway, but that's what we do with them. We'll get them. Been sitting in the weeds. This car I'm looked at is a well-built car, really good-looking car, but just got to wait on it and see. I don't have the money to buy it right now, so I'd really like to take that car and take the car that I can get, bring it in here, clean it up, put it on jack stands right beside that one, and pull everything out of that one and put over in the new car. That's what I'd like to do. But and then turn around and sell that one. But we'll see. I don't know that that's going to happen either. Well, I got a light on back here. Let me go back here and turn this light out. I just wanted to give y'all an update. Oh, I did get some of these. some of them big tall jack stands. With that, let me show you what I got out here. Go right out this door. As you can see, I got that rear end out. The other one's in it. That's where those other two jack stands are. And no, I haven't finished this. I'm looking for a set of little bit of pinion angle shims I can put in here. Just a little bit, because I think that's angled up just a little bit too much for where it's sitting at. But anyway, I got to get that. I got to work on a couple things there, and then this thing will be ready to set out on the ground. But anyway, that's that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys. Get around. I'm watching Gateway Dirt Nationals on Flow Racing. Check it out sometime if you want to. On Flow, look it up. On I got it on Roku. You can look it up. I guess flowracing.com. I guess. But Gateway Dirt Nationals. I'll try to put a little clip in here of that.
Right, here is your iBot Instant Replay. And
yeah, Rusty got up alongside him there, man.
That's
like,
vicious.
Like you said, thank God for that styrofoam there.
I'm glad that he's okay down there.
Yeah, Rusty got up alongside.
And show you what I'm watching. But after that, I'm gonna go on in here, make me a little bit of coffee, make me a little bit of supper, and guess who walked in? She's mad at me because I put her on video. But anyway, she just got home from work. I'm gonna run in here and make me some supper and some coffee, and see y'all later. Russell Merriman here saying God bless you. Outfits Garage is saying keep a hammering, guys.